Nintendo consoles have never had this many genuinely great games sitting on one system at the same time. I'm Alice, and narrowing this down was honestly harder than expected. Exclusives, huge third-party ports, cozy games, chaos games, it's all here. Let's just get into the list. Game number 1 has to be Breath of the Wild, since it's basically where modern Switch gaming truly began for a lot of people. Climb any mountain, cook random ingredients, tackle shrines in whatever order you want. Hyrule genuinely rewards curiosity at every turn. Before we keep moving, quick favor. Tap that like button, hit subscribe if you're new around here, and drop a comment telling me your favorite Switch game of all time. Years later, this game still holds up incredibly well, and honestly, it's the reason I trust Nintendo's open world design more than almost anyone else in the industry. If you own a Switch and haven't played this, fix that immediately. Number 2 continues the story with Tears of the Kingdom, which somehow builds even higher on an already incredible foundation. Sky islands, underground depths, and building tools that let you create vehicles from scavenged junk make this feel genuinely inventive. I've lost entire afternoons just messing around with Ultra Hand instead of progressing the actual story. Hyrule feels layered now, 3 distinct worlds stacked together in ways that keep surprising you. This is one of those rare sequels that actually improves on a masterpiece, instead of just repeating it. Honestly, few sequels manage to reinvent their own formula this dramatically without losing what made the original special. If you loved the first one, this takes everything further. Third on the list is Mario Kart World, the newest entry, and honestly, a genuine evolution for the series. Open world tracks connect seamlessly now, letting you free roam between races instead of just picking from a menu. Knockout Tour mode adds real tension, eliminating racers at checkpoints as the field narrows down. It's still that same pick-up-and-play formula millions love, just with more ambition behind it. I'll admit, I wanted a few bigger risks, but it's genuinely hard to put down once you start playing. Battle mode also returns with genuine improvements, giving longtime fans another solid reason to stick around. If you want to Switch too, this is basically a required purchase. Fourth is Donkey Kong Bananza, and this one might be the best showcase yet of what Switch 2 hardware can actually do. Fully breakable environments let you tear through nearly any surface to find secrets or shortcuts. It's honestly a blast to mess with. The platforming stays tight, while the destruction physics add a layer of creativity most platformers never even attempt. Story isn't the main draw here, but the charming animation and voice work carry it just fine. Even the smaller side objectives feel worth chasing, since almost every surface hides something interesting underneath it. I genuinely think this is the first must-buy reason to own a Switch 2 right now. Fifth up is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, still one of the most complete fighting games ever put together. Nearly every fighter from Nintendo's history shows up here, alongside guest characters from wildly different franchises. Local couch matches with friends remain some of the most chaotic fun you can have on Switch, honestly. The roster size alone makes this feel like a genuine celebration of gaming history, rather than just another fighter. New DLC fighters keep the roster growing too, giving longtime players fresh reasons to keep coming back regularly. Years after launch, it still gets tournament love, which says a lot about how well-balanced and replayable this thing actually is. Sixth is Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 Edition, the cozy life sim that basically defined a whole era of gaming. Building your island, decorating your home, chatting with villagers, it's low stakes in the best possible way. The Switch 2 edition cleans up performance and adds quality of life touches that honestly make a huge difference. I still find myself checking in daily just to see what Tom Nook has going on. Seasonal events and holiday updates also keep things feeling fresh long after your island is fully built out. If you want something relaxing to balance out more intense games on this list, this fits perfectly. Seventh is Splatoon 3, the ink-based shooter that somehow makes competitive multiplayer feel genuinely fresh and colorful. Turf war matches reward creativity and mobility over pure aim, which makes it accessible for players who usually avoid shooters. The presentation stays vibrant and stylish throughout, honestly some of Nintendo's best art direction currently. Ranked modes add real depth once you get past the initial learning curve. I like how it avoids the sweaty, toxic energy other online shooters tend to have. Frequent Splatfests and seasonal content updates also keep the community engaged well after launch, which honestly says a lot. If you're tired of typical multiplayer games, this is a genuinely refreshing pick. 8th is Super Mario Odyssey, still one of the most inventive 3D platformers ever made, honestly. Capturing enemies and objects with Cappy opens up puzzle possibilities that keep every kingdom feeling distinct and surprising. The moon collecting loop is addictive in a way that's hard to properly explain until you're deep into it. Visuals hold up remarkably well years after launch, colorful and imaginative in nearly every location you visit. Replaying old kingdoms to hunt down missed moons still feels rewarding long after finishing the main story completely. This remains one of those games I recommend to literally anyone who owns a Switch, no exceptions. 9th is Pokémon Legends CA, a genuine shift towards faster, more action-oriented battles within a single connected city setting. Real-time combat replaces the traditional turn-based structure here, which honestly took some adjustment but ultimately clicked for me. Lumio City feels dense and alive, packed with side activities and wild Pokémon encounters around every corner. It's a bold direction for the series that longtime fans seem genuinely split on. Mega Evolutions also return with a fresh spin, adding extra strategic depth to these faster-paced encounters. I personally think it's one of the more interesting Pokémon experiments in years, worth trying regardless of your history with the series. 10th is Pokémon Pokopia, a cozy sandbox spin-off that swaps battling for building, cooking, and exploring dream islands instead. It plays a bit like Animal Crossing, crossed with Pokémon, and honestly, that combination works better than expected. Transforming into different Pokémon to gather materials adds a surprisingly deep progression loop for a game this relaxed. Sold incredibly well right out of the gate too, which tells you people wanted exactly this kind of experience. Seasonal events keep rotating in new content too, giving players good reasons to keep checking back regularly. If you want something gentle and creative rather than combat-focused, this is a genuinely charming pick. 11th is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, finally arriving after nearly 2 decades of waiting since it was first teased. The series shifts toward a more open structure this time, complete with vehicle sections that honestly surprised longtime fans. Atmosphere and exploration still feel central, even with the new open design choices layered on top. Reception has been a bit divisive among series veterans, understandably, given how different this approach feels. Boss encounters especially stand out, blending classic Metroid tension with genuinely impressive modern scale and presentation. I personally enjoyed exploring at my own pace, even if it strays from the classic formula people expected. 12th is Kirby Air Riders, a racing spin-off that brings genuine spectacle and chaos to Kirby's usually gentle universe. Vehicles handle with surprising depth, and City Trial mode especially rewards experimentation and exploring wild power-ups. It's colorful, fast, and easy to pick up with friends for casual couch sessions, honestly. Nintendo clearly put real effort into making this feel like more than just a side project. Online play adds even more chaos, especially once power-ups start stacking unpredictably during longer races. If you remember the original Air Ride fondly, this scratches that same itch with modern polish behind it. 13th is Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, and running this on Switch 2 still feels like a genuine technical achievement. Night City's neon streets, branching dialogue, and deep RPG systems all made the jump surprisingly intact. This edition bundles every expansion too, making it a great value for anyone jumping in fresh right now. I was skeptical this could work portable, but adjusted settings hold up better than expected, honestly. Performance modes let you balance visual fidelity against smoother frame rates to redstone Pegnan was more to you personally. If you want a massive open-world RPG experience on the go, this delivers exactly that. 14th is Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, bringing From Software's brutal exploration and combat fully onto Switch 2 hardware. The Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion comes bundled in too, giving new players the complete package right away. Riding Torrent across the lands between while discovering secrets in every direction never really gets old for me. This game humbled me more times than I'd like to admit, but that difficulty makes every victory feel earned. New weapons and armor customizations added for this edition give returning players fresh reasons to jump back in. If you want atmosphere paired with genuine challenge, this belongs near the top of your list. 15th is Hogwarts Legacy, an open-world adventure set inside the wizarding world with real scale behind it. Flying around on a broomstick, unlocking spells, and exploring hidden areas of the castle never really gets old, honestly. Getting this running well on the original Switch felt like a small miracle, and the Switch 2 version cleans things up further. Story choices carry some weight too, which adds replay value beyond just the exploration. Side quests scattered throughout the castle grounds add welcome variety beyond the main story missions themselves. If you want discovery over combat intensity, this is a genuinely satisfying pick. 16th is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, offering sprawling JRPG landscapes alongside a combat system with real depth behind it. The story hits surprisingly hard emotionally once you get attached to these characters, which honestly caught me off guard. Draw distance and scale here genuinely push what Switch hardware can handle, impressive on its own merits. Side quests and hidden areas packed with loot keep the exploration itch scratched for dozens of hours. Combat encounters scale nicely too, keeping later chapters challenging without ever feeling unfairly punishing. This remains one of the best exclusive JRPGs currently available on the platform, easily. 17th is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, still one of the best written open worlds ever created, honestly. Geralt's journey through a massive, richly detailed world packed with monster contracts and gray morality never gets old. Somehow, this entire game runs on original Switch hardware, which still genuinely impresses me every time. Side quests here frequently outshine other games' entire main stories. That's how strong the writing actually is. Expansion content bundled into this edition adds dozens of extra hours beyond the already massive base story. If you want depth and narrative weight over pure chaos, this remains a genuine must-play. 18th is Baldur's Gate 3, a deep tactical RPG where nearly every situation can be approached several different ways. Talk your way out of fights, sneak past enemies, or go full chaos mode. The game genuinely reacts to your choices. Getting this running smoothly on Switch felt like a real technical achievement, given its scope and complexity. Companions have genuine depth, and exploration constantly rewards curiosity in ways few RPGs manage this well. Multiplayer campaigns with friends add a completely different flavor of chaos worth experiencing at least once. If you want narrative freedom matched by mechanical depth, this might be the smartest pick here. 19th is Hades 2, a roguelike that somehow improves on its already excellent predecessor in nearly every way. Malinowe's kit feels distinct from Zagreus, offering fresh combat options that keep runs feeling different every single time. Art direction and music stay incredible throughout. Genuinely some of the best presentation in the entire genre right now. I've sunk way more hours into this than I expected, especially chasing the true ending. Boon combinations keep runs feeling unpredictable, encouraging genuine experimentation with build variety every single attempt. If you love roguelikes or just want something endlessly replayable, this delivers consistently excellent runs. 20th is Hollow Knight Silksong, a Metroidvania fans waited years for that honestly exceeded most reasonable expectations. Playing as Hornet brings faster, more aggressive combat compared to the original, while the world stays hauntingly beautiful throughout. Difficulty spikes hard in places, testing patience the same way the first game did for newcomers. Exploration rewards careful attention to detail, secrets tucked into corners you'd easily miss on a first pass. Boss fights demand real pattern recognition, rewarding patience over button mashing every single encounter. If you loved Hollow Knight even a little, this sequel delivers everything you were hoping for. 21st is Stardew Valley Switch 2 Edition, the farming sim that basically defined an entire genre of cozy games. Planting crops, mining, fishing, and building relationships with townsfolk create a loop that's genuinely hard to put down. The Switch 2 edition improves performance noticeably, making long farming sessions feel smoother than ever before. I still find myself planning just one more day before finally putting the controller down, honestly. Community mods and seasonal events keep longtime players engaged well beyond the initial farming loop. If you want something relaxing with genuine depth underneath, this remains a certified classic. 22nd is Street Fighter 6, a fighting game that manages to feel welcoming for newcomers while staying deep for veterans. Modern controls lower the entry barrier significantly, while classic controls keep the traditional depth intact for purists. World Tour Mode adds an unexpectedly fun single-player journey wrapped around the core fighting mechanics. Online netcode feels solid too, which honestly matters a lot for a game built around competitive matches. Character variety also feels genuinely balanced, giving competitive players plenty of viable options to experiment with. If you want a genuinely great fighter on Switch, this is easily one of the best. 23rd is Hitman World of Assassination, where every level plays like its own tiny open-world puzzle box. Disguises, environmental kills, and creative planning replace straightforward combat, rewarding patience and experimentation over quick reflexes. I love replaying missions just to discover weirder, more creative ways to complete the same objective again. It runs impressively well on Switch 2 hardware, which honestly surprised me given how dense these levels are. Elusive target contracts add extra tension too, since mistakes there carry permanent consequences unlike regular missions. If you want stealth-focused freedom instead of straightforward action, this delivers that fantasy perfectly. 24th is Super Mario Party Jamboree, bringing chaotic mini-games and board game mayhem perfect for couch multiplayer sessions. New modes add fresh ways to compete beyond the traditional board format, keeping things feeling surprisingly varied, honestly. Motion controls work well when needed, without ever feeling forced or gimmicky during actual gameplay sessions. It's exactly the kind of game that turns a casual hangout into hours of competitive chaos with friends. Online play also lets you compete with friends remotely, which honestly extends this game's replay value significantly. If you want a genuinely great party game, this remains a reliable go-to pick. 25th closes the list with Echoes of Wisdom, letting you finally play as Zelda herself using clever echo-based puzzle mechanics. Copying objects and enemies to solve problems creatively makes exploration feel fresh within a familiar top-down perspective. It's a lighter, more approachable experience compared to some heavier picks earlier on this list, which honestly works well. Charming visuals and clever puzzle design make it easy to recommend for players of any age or skill level. Dungeon design throughout stays clever too, encouraging experimentation with each newly unlocked Echo ability. A genuinely satisfying way to wrap up this must-play Switch lineup.